Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing the Figma Higma. So yes, here we have possibly one of the weirdest Figmas that I've ever seen. It is the Higma, which is apparently some sort of souvenir bear carving that you can find in Hokkaido, Japan, wherever that is. I don't know anything about it, but it is apparently some sort of popular souvenir item in Japan, and I got it because it's really cheap and really weird. I honestly can't say it's really worth retail price, but if you can get it for like $15 to $20, which is what I paid for it, it's just a neat little odd thing to have around if you're into having little weird figures. Alright, starting off with a quick size comparison. Of course, here we have our Higma. Here's our standard Marvel Legends 6-inch Cosmic Armor Iron Man and 3 3/4-inch Marvel Universal Wolverine. Now, I don't think this figure is really meant to scale with anything in particular. It's noticeably smaller than a 6-inch figure, but you could probably use it with a 3 3/4-inch figure. He roughly is about the same sort of size that a bear could be in 3 3/4-inch scale. So if you do want something that's a bear and is made of wood and is about 3 3/4-inch scale, you could potentially use him for that. Otherwise, he's mostly just going to be a standalone kind of thing. Moving on to our 360 spin, as you would expect, the bear is mostly dark brown and light brown. The sculpting of him is very reminiscent of a bear carved out of wood. He is very glossy, so he would be like a very heavily varnished wood statue. And he pretty much just has all the details you would expect from a bear carved out of wood. There's not really much more to say about it. He looks exactly the way he is meant to. Articulation-wise, you get some decent articulation for this figure, but not quite up to normal Figma standards because it's like a weird-shaped thing. Head is on a very big ball hinge, so that moves forward and back, side to side. It's got a little jaw hinge. Shoulders move in and out, forward and back, move around in the socket a little bit. Single hinge elbows, hinge and rotation in the wrist. It's got a little ball peg in the diaphragm, so you can move the body around a little bit. Hips move in and out, forward and back, move around in the socket a little bit. Single hinge for the knees, and hinge and rotation in the ankles. So you can get him into some slightly varied poses. I wish they had done the standard sort of Figma joints for the elbows and knees as well, because that would be helpful, but otherwise, he's got about as decent of articulation as I could imagine you putting into something like this. Accessories-wise, you get a couple of things with the Higma. You get 3 sets of hands. I honestly wasn't even expecting any alternative hands, but you do get some. You get these standard flat forepaws, some slightly curved ones, and some holding ones that will fit sort of standard size Figma accessories, which I think are like 3mm. Then you get his main accessory, which is his Salman. The design of it resembles the rest of the statue, and it has a little peg in it that can be inserted into his mouth, and the tail of it is articulated. And lastly, you get your standard 3-jointed Figma arm stand. Packaging-wise, you get a pretty standard Figma packaging, except it looks like it's made out of wood. Big window in the front, Figma 389, Higma, and on the back you get some pictures and poses for the figure. As always, these are good for in or out of package display, and that about wraps it up for our Higma. So until next time, goodbye! Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed my content, feel free to subscribe and click that little bell thing. I've been told that does something or other. You can also give me money to buy toys at patreon.com/vrreviews, see pictures of toys at instagram.com/vrreviews, or see tweets about toys at venomraptor09 on Twitter. And I would greatly appreciate you doing any of those things.